Hi guys, this is Ranjit, and in this video I'll be giving you my review of the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 8. This is a premium sound bar by Sony. It's a 2024 model. In fact, Sony had launched actually two different premium sound bars. That's the Bar 8 and the Bar 9. I have the Bar 8. The Bar 9 is slightly bigger, I would say, and I would say it's ideal for bigger rooms. But again, Sony sent me the Theater Bar 8, and this is a review unit that was sent to me by Sony. And I just want to make it very clear, guys, that there is no preview or any script or anything that I'm giving back to Sony. Sony will also be seeing the video at the same time that you guys are seeing. I just want to be clear about that. Okay, first I'll talk about the Bar 8, and in fact there are some accessories also that comes with this. This is very similar to the Bose soundbars, Sonos, etc., where you get the soundbar itself, which is actually a self-contained system. The Bar 8 has 11 speakers, as you can see from the images. It has 3 tweeters, 4 woofers, 2 up-firing speakers for Dolby Atmos, and also side-firing speakers to get that immersive effect. I believe the Bar 9 has 13 speakers. But I'll get into all those details later on, and I'll divide this video into different areas. First, I'll give you my opinion. How is the sound just with the sound bar itself? Because the sound bar is a unit in itself and can be used independently without the extra subwoofer or the rear speakers, etc. It's designed like that. And I'll also give you an opinion how the sound changes when we add that optional subwoofer, and also if we add the rear speakers, and do you really need that? In fact, I did this testing in 2 different environments. One is in my down drawing room, which is a typical room setup. I would say not very big or something. This is the typical setup that we these days have in houses and flats. But I also tested this one. This is not designed for that, in my dedicated home theater, which is actually a pretty big room. It's a 20 feet wide by 15 feet wide room. So I even tested it there. So I'll give you my opinions. And first, let's again talk about the specs. The good thing is that this Bar 8 and even the Bar 9 supports all the latest audio specs and everything. In fact, the HDMI port on this one is a full functional eARC port, in fact eARC plus. So it actually also supports 8K HDR, and also if you have those latest gaming consoles like the Xbox X series or the PS5 that support 4K gaming at 120 FPS, this actually supports that. Of course, Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, Dolby Vision, etc. As you can see from the screenshot, it does that. So in terms of specs, I would say it supports all the specs, and I like that it is also supporting the 4K 120, which the latest console games are supporting. Coming to some of the accessories that are there, these are again, as I've told you, optional accessories. You can add a subwoofer to it, and also rear speakers also if you want, again, but these are optional accessories. And in fact, the subwoofer comes in 2 variants, SB3 and SB5. And again, as this is a review unit, I didn't have a choice. Sony actually sent me the SB3 subwoofer. The SB5 is supposed to be a lot more powerful. But the subwoofer SB3 is a 200 watt subwoofer. In fact, the subwoofer actually surprised me. Actually, it performed way better than what I was expecting. But again, guys, this is a separate accessory, and I was just checking online, and the subwoofer cost about 25 to 26,000, as you can see from the screenshot. There is also a rear speakers. If you really want it, you can add that. They had sent this. This is the box. This is the SARS 3S. We also have the 5S, but I think so this RS3 is also very, very powerful and very loud. Again, so these are the setup. In fact, before I actually talk about the sound and what I feel about it, let's also talk about the pricing. Again, these are premium end sound bars, and I was just checking online, and I saw the least price for the Sony Bravia Theater Bar 8 for about 85,000 at Amazon. And on Chroma, etc., I was checking, it was showing about 89,000. Whereas the subwoofer, as I've told you, is about 25K. But during the sale that is the Diwali sale on Amazon, I saw the combo of the Bar 8, Theater Bar 8 plus the subwoofer SB3 for 1,04,000. So that's the best deal that I have seen. Again, rear speakers are not included. That is again extra. So that's regarding the pricing. Yes, certainly on the premium end. But let's talk about the sound. But first, let me actually play back sample. Again, it simply does not make any sense, but I know if I put out a review without the sound samples, some of you actually get angry. But again, let's be very, very realistic, guys. You will simply be not able to hear what I'm hearing because the camera simply cannot capture this. Microphones on the camera simply cannot capture the entire 360-degree sound signature. It's just stereo signal, and you are again watching it on YouTube, etc. YouTube simply does not support multi-channel audio. But again, just to give you an idea, here is a quick sample that I recorded with the same.
You're really ruining my flow right now, you know that?
You got an issue. His movement, man. We have 15 minutes.
Okay, now coming to the sound signature. First, let's talk about how it felt when I was actually using it in my down area, where again, as I've told you, the distance from the soundbar where I was sitting was just about 7.5 to 8 feet. Here I would say just the soundbar, that is the Bar 8, was more than enough to get that enveloping 360-degree sound. And again, I really didn't feel that it actually needed a subwoofer because the Bar 8 already has 4 mini subs built into it. But I did add the subwoofer because I had the review unit what they had sent, and once I added it, it definitely added a lot of that bass. It felt like the bass that you get in theaters. The bass was that deep and punchy. So I would say just the soundbar in that setup, if I would have to rate it, I would rate it 8.5 out of 10, which is actually very, very good. And also you get that virtual surround sound effect also within just the soundbar without the raised speakers or anything. But when I added the subwoofer to it, the SB3, I would say the sound, the depth increased dramatically, and I would rate it as high as 9.5 out of 10. Now, in this setup, this is my dedicated home theater, and guys, again, I feel here, if you have such a big setup or something like that, you need to move to the Soundbar 9 series or something like that, because the Bar 8 is designed for medium to small spaces. But again, I put it here, and here also I would say the sound actually was very, very good with the soundbar plus the subwoofer. Yes, in this big setup, I really needed the subwoofer to get that effect. But again, I found that the virtual surround that it was creating was a slightly bit lacking, because from the distance from where I was sitting from the soundbar was 19 feet, and this is pretty far. So as I also had they had sent the rear satellite rear speakers, I added that, and that gave a much better experience. So I would say you really don't need the rear speakers unless you have a very, very big space, to be very frank. I would say the best bang for the buck you will get is with the combination of the Bar 8 itself. Again, if you really are into something like that, of a deep bass or something, you want that theater type deep bass, then yes, adding the subwoofer will make sense. That makes the best impact, I would say. And in really small spaces where 8-9 feet away, like that typically that we have, you really do not need the rear speakers, because the Bar 8 virtual surround, what it was creating, was having a very good effect. One thing I really liked on this one, and that dramatically changed the sound signature, is the app that we have on this one. So this is the Bravia Connect app, and it works both on Android as well as iOS. I'm using it on iPhone, and my theater bar is switched on right now, so it has detected that I'm playing a Dolby Atmos content or whatever, and this is what you get. And we also have the night mode, which you can also invoke with the remote, and that actually mutes the sound. And and this is the volume control. In fact, it gets actually very, very loud. I actually hardly had to go above 30 volume. It becomes very, very loud. Sound field is what it does after the optimization, and you also have this voice mode which actually enhances the dialogue, but frankly I never had to actually use this because the dialogues were very clear even without that. Also, as I've attached the rear speakers, I can adjust the rear speakers intensity. I've kept it to -2, and also the bass you can adjust from here. The big deal about this app is that your viewing position, it does that calibration with this smartphone. It uses the microphone and actually does that, so that makes a very big difference. I would say you actually should use it. That is known as the Bravia Connect app, and you should really use this app because it does a room calibration when you use this app, and it changes the sound signature dramatically, I would say. Because initially when I got the speakers, I have just set the soundbar and I just switched it on and I just used it normally. I thought the sound was great, but it didn't have that enveloping experience. Only when I used the Bravia Connect app and I calibrated it, it actually uses your phone's microphone to calibrate the sound, then the sound signature and that enveloping sound experience that you get was enabled. So definitely, if you're buying this soundbar, use the Bravia Connect app and do the calibration. It just takes about a minute to do that, but it changes the sound signature dramatically, I would say. Now coming to some of the nitpickings and cons that I've noticed on this one. Again, this soundbar only has one HDMI input. Again, the good thing is that it's a full functional eARC, so it supports everything. But again, they should have actually given two HDMI inputs. Also, again, if you really want that super deep bass, that you have to put that subwoofer, the SB3 or the SB5, and again it's a optional extra accessory. And again, the remote controller that they have given, is the functionality on that one is very, very basic, I would say. So for advanced functionality, calibration, etc., you will have to use this smartphone app. And also regarding the pricing is certainly on the premium end segment if you include the subwoofer and the rear speakers combo. But certainly this soundbar Theater Bar 8 is a very good product, I would say. And this, again, as I've told you, is ideal for people who are living in small to medium spaces. If you have a particular bigger space, like the dedicated home theater that I have a bigger space, then I think so the Bar 9, which costs 20,000 more, makes more sense. Anyways, guys, that was the review for this Sony Bravia Theater Bar 8. If you guys are still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care, guys.